Hey Sparks, what's up? And hello to my new subscribers. My name is Montina, like Beyonce, I have one name. My mission with this channel is to inspire, educate, and share information that will help you thrive in life and thrive in business. And if that sounds good to you, subscribe. So in this video today, I'm gonna ask you a question. Are you willing to assume the risk? So I meet a lot of people that want to be entrepreneurs, and then I see a lot of people online and they have these big things going about business and how they're doing all these big things. And most of the time it's just not true. So make sure that you're not living your life for Facebook and the gram, and then for some of y'all out there, TikTok and Snapchat or whatever, even YouTube. Understand that in business, you assume a lot of risk. Now, I've now been in business since 2013 and full-time in business since 2014. And I'm just learning so much about business. Here's the thing. Running a product-based business and a service-based business is much different. When you're moving widgets, it's different. If I come to you and say, hey, I'm interested in purchasing 50,000 of your widgets. Can you deliver 50,000 widgets for me? And I'll come and say, I'm going to pay you net 30 or net 60, or maybe I'll pay you on delivery. Can you front the cash for 50,000 widgets? Now let that sink in for a minute. Can you front the cash for 50,000 widgets? Are you willing to assume the risk for the delivery, for the shipment from your manufacturer, for the distribution? Are you willing to assume the risk for the insurance and the bonding? Can you get a factored invoice? Those are conversations, I promise you, until I was about 5 years in business that I started hearing people talk about factoring and bonding. We already had insurance, but we had to up our insurance from $1 million to $2 million. I had to start thinking about my equipment. What do we need? What don't we need? What about my employees' workers' compensation insurance? What about health insurance? What about payroll tax? What about my state tax? I'm still getting bills from the IRS. I paid the IRS a lot of money. I got a bill the other day saying, hey, you still owe like $18. I mean, seriously? Self-employed is different than running a business. I have a very clear way that I see and define business. A friend told me that recently. A service-based business, again, you may assume different risk. You have employees, or maybe you're self-employed. If you're doing consulting, like my company, we do digital transformation and creative marketing. How can you go out and provide a service? Are you providing a service where people pay you up front for the service, or they pay you on the back end? I was recently talking with a friend that was a little frustrated with someone that they were dealing with within their business because the person was going over the hours every month. And I said, well, if you think about it in terms of hourly, some people charge a couple $100 an hour. And then you start to think about that. So I went to my doctor. It was 30 minutes, I think I was total in the actual place, from going in, seeing my OBGYN and walking out. Okay, total, maybe saw my OBGYN with 10, 15 minutes. It was a $199 bill. I expect to pay that for a doctor. But if you're a marketer, do people really expect to pay you $200 an hour? I'm gonna think a little bit differently about that. Can you take your services and lump them in so it's one flat fee, so that then you can pay your people, you have enough to pay for maybe your office space or your 1099s, your W-2s, whatever it is. So again, when I'm talking about business, guys, I know that it looks good. I know you see your employer like, oh my gosh, I had a lady tell me, sure, for $1 billion company, I'm signing $100 million deals, but you're not assuming $100 million risk. And I want you to really let that sink in. I know what it feels like. I worked for a company doing $300 to $400 million a month. And you feel like you should be paid more. We all do. Who doesn't feel like they want to make more money? But can you assume the risk? Even for a small business, if you're working for a small or mid-sized business, even if they're doing a few million or a few $100,000, they have bonding, they have insurance, they have pressures you can't even just imagine. When I had a 6-figure payroll, I'm telling you, every week when I pushed the payroll button, my chest felt like it was gonna pop out, my heart felt like it was gonna pump out my chest. I know people with $100,000 a month payrolls. I know people that have $1 million in payrolls that they have. And some people, I promise you see them on TV. You see them sitting courtside at games. Things are not always what they appear to be. So I just kind of, I'm not trying to discourage anyone from having a business or doing it, but I want to encourage you that if you're an employee, to be an entrepreneur. I don't think people talk enough about how valuable people are to businesses. I've had many employees, I've had less employees, and I can tell you, having employees, they're valuable, key people to your business. Help them understand how they add value to the business, why they're important to the business, and what they do to help you further the business. And they'll be loyal to you. And also be loyal to them. Don't have people on what they call it, pins and needles, wondering if they still have a job. No, you need to help them understand that the security is there, but how you are working to help better everyone's future, because they're relying on you. But you also need to rely on yourself and have that confidence that you can win. So again, if you're an employee, be an outstanding employee. Don't steal from your employer and do things you're not supposed to be doing. Be an entrepreneur and help them further that business. And if you feel like you can do better on your own, go do it. Make sure you get your bonding. Make sure you file your taxes. Make sure you set up your business correctly. Make sure you get your bookkeeping. Make sure you get your insurance and your workers' comp insurance and your office space and your phone. See what I'm going? So I just wanted to say that. Are you willing to assume the risk? And if you are, welcome to the wonderful world of entrepreneurship and business ownership. If you're not, that's okay too. I really want people to understand this, fake it till you make it, and this hoopla of business is easy, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook stuff. It's not the reality. It's hard work. That's why the number of small businesses that fail is such a high percentage, okay? All right, if you're assuming the risk, congratulations. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.